Well, Stephen's asked me to explain legs on wine. Personally, not being a leg person myself, I don't really care about them very much, but a lot of people like to see them and think that they mean more than they perhaps do. I'll show you first of all what they are. Let's take this. It's a proper tasting glass from way back when, designed to do that job. And if Stephen focuses in on this, he can see those little archways that the liquid forms as it's falling back down the glass into the wine itself after it's been swirled round. And those are what's referred to as legs. Let's start with what they're not. Here we've got a glass of water. I swirl it around. We come and have a good look at it. And as you can see, the liquid does drain back into itself, same as any liquid would, but you can't actually see those characteristic arches. Now we're going to have a look at a glass of vodka, 40% alcohol. We switch it around. Let's focus on that. And you can see that that's much more viscous and is indeed producing drips down the side of the glass. And alcohol, being a very close relation of sugar, is one of the things that forms legs, even when it's in a weaker solution than that, which most wine is, of course. Now let's look at a proper wine. This one is a white Burgundy. Let me switch it around again, same as we would to smell it. And let's have a look at what that one does. This is a dry wine. There's no residual sugar in it. And as you can see, it's coming down fairly evenly back into the glass. It's not really forming much in the way of legs. The other thing that makes legs form very largely are forms of sugar in the wine. And sometimes this has to do with the extract and glycerol that's in a dry wine, but more often than not it has to do with the sugar that's actually in a sweet wine. So here we are with an aged sweet Vin du Naturel, and you can see that's about 15% alcohol, and it's dripping nicely, and you can see the legs on that really quite well. And finally, in comparison, a slightly stronger wine. This is more alcohol, possibly about the same amount of sugar, and it's a 10-year-old tawny port. And those would be classic legs. So what they're telling you is very simply that there's alcohol, stroke glycerol, stroke sugar somewhere in the wine. And if you don't get the sugar, what you've got is the alcohol and the glycerol. Now glycerol is a natural product in wine, and but there isn't normally very much of it. But when you get a really concentrated wine, you do sometimes see slightly better legs than others. However, your sense of smell and your sense of taste is going to tell you all you ever need to know about those wines, because if they're really good anyway. And indeed, for example, the dry white Burgundy, it's an excellent wine. It may not have much in the way of legs, but it's highly enjoyable. So that's what I think about legs. I'm not a leg person.